Have you ever noticed how the storm outside can mirror the storm inside your mind? The chaos of life feels relentless, unexpected problems, overwhelming emotions, moments when everything seems to spiral beyond control. But what if I told you that calmness isn't about waiting for the storm to pass? What if it's about learning to stand steady while the storm rages on? Imagine carrying a deep, unshakable calm within you, no matter what happens around you. Not a fragile peace that shatters with the slightest disturbance, but a powerful, grounded calm that holds firm like the roots of a great tree during a hurricane. That kind of calmness doesn't come by accident. It's a skill, a mindset, a way of living that the ancient philosophy of Stoicism has mastered for thousands of years, and it's just as relevant today as it was then. Life will never be perfectly smooth. Challenges will come, sometimes in waves, sometimes like a sudden gust knocking you off balance. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or defeated. The noise, the pressure, the uncertainty, they can consume your thoughts and steal your peace. But here's the truth that many never realize. Calmness isn't the absence of chaos. Calmness is the mastery of your mind when chaos surrounds you. It's not about controlling every event or demanding the world to bend to your will. It's about mastering your inner world so deeply that no outer circumstance can shake you. This isn't some lofty idea or vague spiritual goal. It's a practical, powerful skill. When you cultivate calmness within, you gain clarity to see solutions where others see problems. You find strength when others fall apart. You become a beacon of steady light in the darkness. And this calmness doesn't just protect you, it empowers you. It transforms fear into courage, stress into focused energy, confusion into purposeful action. Why is this so important? Because every great change, every goal worth chasing, demands that you face discomfort, uncertainty, and setbacks. Without calm, those obstacles become roadblocks. But with calm, they become stepping stones. Imagine moving forward with unwavering resolve, no longer paralyzed by anxiety or self-doubt. Picture yourself meeting every challenge with a quiet confidence born from a deep inner peace. The ancient Stoics understood this deeply. They knew that life's external events, loss, failure, rejection, pain, are often beyond our control. But our response to these events, that is always within our control. The calm mind isn't born from luck or easy circumstances. It's forged in the deliberate choice to focus on what you can control, your thoughts, your attitudes, your actions. This choice creates a fortress around your spirit where no external chaos can penetrate. By embracing this mindset, you don't just survive life, you thrive in it. You stop being a victim of your circumstances and become the captain of your own ship. You gain freedom from the endless cycle of worry, anger, and frustration. Instead, you anchor yourself in a place of peace and strength that no storm can erode. This isn't some distant, unattainable ideal reserved for monks or philosophers. It's a practical tool available to you right now. You can begin cultivating this calmness with every breath you take, every moment you choose to shift your focus inward instead of outward. This is the path to lasting peace, resilience, and true power. So why keep searching outside yourself for peace and calm when it's waiting for you within? When you develop this inner calm, you don't just feel better. You perform better, think clearer, and live fuller. You become unshakable. This video is your invitation to unlock that calm, to learn the timeless lessons of Stoicism that can transform your mind and your life. Stay with this journey because by the end, you'll have a new way to face life's storms, a way that doesn't depend on changing the world, but on changing the way you meet the world. This calmness is your superpower, your refuge, and your greatest strength. It starts right here, right now, with the simple but profound choice to master the calm within chaos. The power to master your calm begins with understanding one simple yet life-changing truth: you cannot control everything. The world around you will never fully bend to your will. People will act unpredictably. Circumstances will twist without warning. Pain will come, loss will come, failure will come. Trying to control these forces is like trying to hold water in your hands. It slips away the tighter you grasp. The real power lies not in controlling the uncontrollable, but in controlling your reaction to it. This shift in focus is where true freedom lives. When you accept this, something remarkable happens inside you. The endless tension caused by resistance to reality begins to dissolve. Anxiety fades because you're no longer fighting what is. Instead, you are working with it. This acceptance is not resignation. It is a fierce kind of strength, a choice to engage with life on your own terms, centered, calm, and unshaken. Your mind is the battlefield. The chaos outside is inevitable. But inside, you can decide your response. This is the essence of calm, the ability to look at every challenge, every hardship, and say, I will not let this disturb my peace. You reclaim your power by recognizing the boundary between what you control and what you don't. The moment you focus your energy only on what's within your control, your thoughts, your choices, your attitude, you disarm fear and frustration. You build an inner fortress no external storm can penetrate. This is why so many people suffer unnecessarily. They exhaust themselves trying to fix things outside their control, other people's opinions, random events, the uncontrollable outcomes of life. Every moment spent worrying about what you can't change steals precious energy and peace. But the Stoics teach us a radical liberation, to stop wasting time on the uncontrollable and put your full attention on what you can master, your own mind. This isn't just a mental trick. It's a transformative practice that rewires your brain toward resilience. When you shift your focus inward, you start to realize something profound. Calmness isn't a passive state. It's an active, deliberate choice you make every moment. It's the choice to pause, to breathe, to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. It's the refusal to let fear dictate your actions or anxiety cloud your judgment. This choice takes courage, but the reward is immense. With every moment of calm you cultivate, you build a new muscle, mental toughness. You become someone who can stand firm, even when the world tries to shake you. This control over your mind is the foundation of lasting peace, because once you master this, no external event has the power to steal your calm. You begin to live in a new way, free from the chains of worry, free from the exhaustion of constant struggle. The storms may rage, but inside, you hold the eye of the hurricane. From this place, you can think clearly, make better decisions, and move forward with confidence. Your calm becomes a magnet, drawing opportunities and strength rather than chaos and doubt. There is also a hidden psychological treasure in this lesson. When you focus on what you control, your brain releases a deep sense of empowerment. You shift from feeling like a victim of circumstance to the architect of your experience. This shift triggers a cascade of positive emotions, hope, courage, and motivation that fuel your ability to keep calm and take action. It rewires your brain's response to stress, making you less reactive and more composed under pressure. But the greatest gift of this practice is freedom. The freedom to live fully without the heavy weight of constant worry. You free yourself from the exhausting habit of trying to control the uncontrollable. You begin to see challenges not as threats, but as opportunities to practice your calmness and resilience. You discover that peace isn't a place you arrive at. It's a state you create moment by moment through your thoughts and choices. This freedom changes everything. You start to reclaim your time and energy for what truly matters. Growth, purpose, connection. Your mind becomes a sanctuary where calm reigns no matter the chaos outside. This mental freedom is what the Stoics call ataraxia, a serene state of unshakable tranquility that empowers you to live boldly and wisely. But this shift doesn't happen overnight. It demands practice and persistence. It requires you to catch yourself when you start chasing the uncontrollable, to gently bring your focus back to your own thoughts and actions. It means embracing discomfort, uncertainty, and even failure as part of the journey, not as signs of defeat, but as opportunities to deepen your calm. Every time you practice this, you are rewiring your brain to respond differently. Your nervous system begins to settle more quickly. Your emotional reactions soften. You become less prone to overwhelm. Slowly but surely, you build a reservoir of calm that grows stronger with each challenge you face and overcome. This is the secret that millions search for in quick fixes, distractions, or external solutions. But true calm comes from the daily, conscious decision to own your mind, to steer your thoughts, and to anchor yourself in what you control. It is a simple truth with revolutionary power. So today, remember this. Your calm is your choice. When the chaos comes, and it will, remind yourself that the storm is outside, but your calm lives inside. Focus your energy on your thoughts, your attitude, your response. Reject the false belief that you must control everything to be at peace. Instead, choose mastery over your mind. This is where your power begins. This is where lasting calm is born. No matter what life throws at you, you can cultivate a calm so deep, so strong, that nothing can break it. The storm may howl, the world may spin out of control, but you will stand firm because you have learned the greatest lesson of all, to control what you can and accept what you cannot. This is your path to unshakable peace. This is your gateway to strength. This is your new way of living, and it all starts here with the choice to master your calm. When you start focusing your energy on what you can control, you begin to see the incredible power of perception, the lens through which your mind interprets every experience. The world itself is neutral. It simply is. It doesn't hand you victory or defeat. It presents facts, events, and circumstances. What makes the difference is how your mind chooses to perceive and interpret these facts. This choice shapes your entire experience. It decides whether you will be crushed by difficulty or strengthened by it. It decides whether chaos will steal your peace or fuel your growth. This is one of the most profound lessons the Stoics teach us. Perception shapes reality. Your feelings, your reactions, your entire emotional state arise from the meaning you assign to what happens around you. The event itself is not good or bad. It's your judgment that gives it that power. And when you realize this, you gain a weapon more powerful than any external circumstance, the ability to control your interpretation. This isn't wishful thinking or ignoring reality. It's the radical act of reclaiming your mind's authority over your experience. You begin to see that two people can face the exact same event, and one can be devastated while the other remains calm and composed. The difference is perception. Imagine having the ability to rewrite your mental script at will, to see obstacles as opportunities, setbacks as lessons, criticism as guidance rather than attack. Imagine the liberation from emotional turmoil when you no longer accept negative thoughts as absolute truth but recognize them as passing interpretations you can choose to challenge. This power to shape your inner reality is not just empowering, it's transformative. It frees you from the chains of victimhood. When you control your perception, you control your emotions, you control your reactions, you control your peace. This means that no matter what happens, your calmness becomes an unshakable foundation. The psychological impact of mastering perception is immense. When you start consciously choosing how you interpret events, your brain begins to shift. Neural pathways strengthen around positive, empowering interpretations, while the automatic fear-driven responses weaken. You literally rewire your mind to default toward calm and resilience instead of chaos and panic. This rewiring takes time, but it starts with a simple practice: pause and question. When a negative thought or emotion arises, don't accept it as fact. Ask yourself, is this perception true? Is there another way to see this? What would a calm, strong person think right now? This questioning breaks the grip of automatic, destructive thinking and opens the door to clarity and peace. Your mind is like a powerful computer processing millions of inputs every second. But most of these inputs go unchecked, flooding you with anxiety, fear, and stress. Taking control of perception means becoming the conscious programmer of your mental software. You decide what runs, what stays, and what gets deleted. When you do this, every challenge loses its ability to control you. Your mind becomes a calm harbor in the storm, able to observe events without being swept away. This calm observation is a form of strength few ever reach. It's the difference between reacting with panic and responding with wisdom. In this place of calm perception, your decisions become clearer, your emotions steadier, and your confidence unbreakable. You find a new freedom, free from the automatic chains of fear, free to choose your path regardless of circumstance. This lesson also reveals a deeper truth. The external world cannot dictate your inner peace unless you allow it. The power lies within you to decide how the world affects your spirit. And when you claim this power, you step into a new realm of control, not over life itself, which is impossible, but over yourself. This is the greatest power any human can possess. This shift changes how you move through life. No longer are you tossed like a leaf in the wind, reactive to every gust. You become the calm eye at the center of the storm, steady, strong, and unwavering. This steadiness creates space for growth, for creativity, for connection. It's the foundation for a meaningful life. And this control over perception doesn't mean ignoring pain or hardship. It means facing them head on with a clear, calm mind that refuses to be overwhelmed. It means seeing difficulty not as an enemy, but as a necessary part of growth. It means transforming suffering into strength, loss into wisdom, failure into fuel for the future. The more you practice this, the more you realize that your perception is the ultimate key to freedom. It shapes how you experience every moment of your life. And when you master it, you gain the calmness that others only dream of, a calmness so deep it anchors you through any storm. This is not just philosophy. It's a practical tool for anyone ready to reclaim their life from stress, anxiety, and chaos. It's the secret to lasting calm and unstoppable strength. It's the lesson the Stoics lived by and left behind for us, because they understood that true power doesn't come from controlling the world, but from mastering the mind that interprets it. So when life challenges you, and it will, remember, the world is neutral. What gives it power over you is your perception. Choose to see clearly, choose to see calmly, choose to see wisely. In this choice lies your peace. In this choice lies your power. And in this choice, your calm becomes unbreakable. Understanding that perception shapes your reality is just the beginning. The next vital step is to embrace discomfort, not as a sign of failure or a signal to retreat, but as the very force that forges your strength and solidifies your calm. Every challenge, every moment of unease, every hardship you encounter is not an obstacle designed to break you. It is an opportunity designed to build you. Pain is not your enemy. It is the furnace in which your resilience is tempered. It's natural to want to avoid discomfort. Your brain is wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain. But this instinct often traps you in cycles of avoidance and fear, keeping you stuck in anxiety and weakness. The difference between those who master calm and those who don't is how they face discomfort. The calm are not those who never feel pain. They are those who meet pain with courage and intention. They understand that discomfort is the price of growth and the gateway to freedom. This is a psychological truth backed by research. When you intentionally expose yourself to controlled discomfort, whether it's physical, emotional, or mental, you train your nervous system to become more resilient. You teach your mind and body that discomfort is temporary and manageable. Over time, you build tolerance not only to pain, but to uncertainty, fear, and stress. This tolerance transforms into confidence, calm, and control. The Stoics taught this long ago with clarity. They practiced voluntary discomfort, knowing that true calm isn't about removing hardship, but about training yourself to remain steady despite it. They embraced cold, hunger, hard work, rejection, and solitude, not to punish themselves, but to develop a mind unshaken by external troubles. This ancient wisdom aligns perfectly with modern psychology. Growth requires stress, and strength requires challenge. When you embrace discomfort, you shift from being a victim to becoming a warrior of your own peace. You stop fearing what might happen and start mastering your reaction to whatever does happen. You replace avoidance with engagement. This means instead of running from stress, you lean into it. Instead of shrinking from pain, you confront it head on, knowing each moment of discomfort is a chance to build mental muscle. This mindset is profoundly freeing. When discomfort no longer terrifies you, anxiety loses its grip. Stress becomes fuel rather than a firestorm. You gain a new perspective. Hardship is not punishment, but the path. The longer you stay calm in difficulty, the more you prove to yourself that you are stronger than any external force. There is also a powerful psychological mechanism at work here. Facing discomfort rewires your brain's fear circuits. Instead of triggering panic and avoidance, your nervous system begins to see challenges as manageable, even motivating. This shift reduces chronic anxiety and stress and promotes emotional stability. It rewires your reactions from fight or flight to composed engagement. Every time you practice calmness through discomfort, you reinforce these pathways, making peace your default state. Moreover, embracing discomfort fuels a deep sense of mastery. You become the person who doesn't just survive challenges, but thrives through them. This builds an unshakable self-confidence rooted in experience rather than ego or external validation. You carry within you the knowledge that you have faced hardship and remained calm, that no matter what comes, you can handle it. This internal mastery is critical because life will never stop testing you. The storms will continue to come. The question is, will you crumble or will you stand firm? By willingly embracing discomfort now, you prepare yourself to respond with calm and strength when real trials arrive. You become the person who meets adversity with quiet power rather than frantic fear. This practice also reshapes your relationship with failure and setbacks. Instead of seeing them as threats to your identity or peace, you see them as essential ingredients for growth. Failure becomes feedback. Setbacks become lessons. Discomfort becomes the forge of your character. This shift breaks the cycle of self-defeat and opens the door to unstoppable resilience. You start living by a new standard, not comfort, but courage, not ease, but growth. You stop avoiding pain and start using it as a tool. You stop letting fear control your actions and start acting with deliberate calmness. This is the hallmark of true strength. So when discomfort arrives, and it will, you don't run, you don't resist. You stand tall. You breathe. You face it with intention and clarity. You let it teach you. You let it strengthen you. And with each challenge met calmly, your inner fortress grows. This is not easy. It takes practice. It takes courage. But it is the path to profound freedom. The freedom to remain calm no matter what. The freedom to act decisively in chaos. The freedom to live fully without being enslaved by fear or anxiety. This is the power that Stoicism hands to you. It is a call to embrace life in all its rawness, to meet every challenge with a steady heart and a clear mind, to find calm not in the absence of storms, but in the mastery of your response to them. And the truth is, every moment you avoid discomfort, you delay your growth. Every moment you resist challenge, you postpone your strength. But every moment you choose to lean into discomfort, you step closer to unshakable calm. Remember this, discomfort is not your enemy. It is your ally. It is the teacher of courage, the builder of calm, the gateway to freedom. When you embrace it, you don't just survive life, you rise through it. You become unbreakable. You become unstoppable. This is the essence of calmness, not the absence of difficulty, but the mastery of it. Not the avoidance of pain, but the transformation through it. The choice to meet every moment with strength, clarity, and peace. And it all begins with a single decision to stop fearing discomfort, to stop running from challenge, and to start embracing every hardship as the opportunity it truly is. This choice ignites the fire of resilience that no storm can extinguish. This choice sets you free. Choose it now. Choose calm. Choose strength. Choose growth. Because your calm, your power, and your freedom lie on the other side of discomfort. Strength doesn't come from comfort. It is forged in the fires of discipline. The calm mind, the steady heart, the unbreakable spirit. They all demand one uncompromising commitment, the commitment to mastery over self. No external victory compares to the power gained when you take control of your habits, your thoughts, and your actions every single day. Discipline is not a punishment. It is not about rigid rules or harsh restrictions. Discipline is the quiet force that shapes your destiny. It is the foundation upon which calm and resilience are built. Without discipline, your mind remains a wild horse, tossed this way and that by every passing emotion, impulse, or distraction. With discipline, you become the rider, steady, focused, and unwavering. This mastery of self requires daily choices, small actions that seem insignificant on their own but compound into unshakable strength over time. Waking up when your body wants more rest, speaking kindly to yourself when doubt creeps in, choosing to act with purpose when fear wants to freeze you, saying no to distractions that pull you away from your goals. Every choice is a declaration of control over your inner world. The psychological truth is clear. Discipline rewires your brain for calm. It trains your executive function, the part responsible for decision-making and self-control, making it stronger and more resilient. Each time you resist a temptation or push through discomfort, you build mental muscle. This muscle then helps you respond with calm in moments of chaos rather than spiraling into panic. But discipline is more than just resisting impulses. It's about creating structure in your mind and life. It's about cultivating rituals and routines that support your calm. When your day is anchored by consistent practices, whether meditation, focused work, or simple moments of reflection, your mind finds stability. This stability becomes a refuge amid external uncertainty. It is the calm center from which all strength flows. Discipline also means embracing responsibility, not blaming others, not avoiding accountability, but owning your life fully. When you accept responsibility for your thoughts, emotions, and actions, you reclaim your power. No longer are you a passive victim of circumstance. You become the author of your story, the captain of your ship. This ownership fosters confidence and calm because it places control squarely where it belongs, within you. The temptation is to seek quick fixes, to wait for motivation or external circumstances to align perfectly. But discipline pushes past that illusion. It demands action regardless of how you feel or what challenges arise. It understands that motivation is fleeting, but discipline is steady. Discipline carries you forward when motivation fades. Discipline is what makes calm a reliable state, not a fragile luxury. There is a profound psychological reward in this steady commitment. As you build discipline, your brain releases dopamine, rewarding you for your effort and focus. This natural high reinforces your new habits, making calmness easier to access. Over time, the cycle of discipline and reward rewires your brain to prefer calm, focused states over chaotic, scattered ones. Moreover, discipline connects you deeply with your purpose. When you act with intention and consistency, you align your daily life with your higher goals and values. This alignment fuels a sense of meaning, which further strengthens your calm. Purpose acts as an anchor in turbulent times, reminding you why you endure discomfort, why you maintain control. It transforms effort into passion, struggle into growth. Without discipline, even the strongest intentions fall apart. Without discipline, calm is fleeting, a rare visitor rather than a permanent resident. But with discipline, calm becomes your nature. It is the product of a mind trained to respond with steadiness, a heart anchored in purpose, and a spirit committed to growth. Your daily discipline creates a fortress of calm that no external chaos can penetrate. It prepares you not just to survive life's storms, but to thrive in them. It allows you to move through uncertainty with grace, to face adversity with confidence, to embrace challenge with courage. This is the power of discipline. It transforms chaos into order. It transforms fear into confidence. It transforms anxiety into peace. So ask yourself, are you ready to commit? Are you ready to take ownership of your mind, your habits, and your actions? Are you willing to show up for yourself every day, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it? Because this is where true calm begins, with the unwavering discipline to master yourself. Choose discipline, build your calm, forge your strength. Because in the end, the only person who can truly calm the storm is the one who masters their own mind. Stand firm, take control, and watch your life transform. Discipline anchors you, but it is your focus that directs your power. The world pulls at you constantly. Distractions everywhere, noise flooding your senses, endless demands clawing for your attention. To stay calm, you must learn to guard your focus fiercely. Your attention is a finite resource, the most precious asset you have. Where you place it shapes your entire experience, your emotions, your actions. Focus is not just about paying attention. It's about choosing what deserves your mental energy and what doesn't. It's about filtering the noise and zeroing in on what truly matters. This choice is a profound act of self-mastery, and it fuels calm like nothing else. When you focus on the right things, the things within your control, the actions that align with your purpose, you reduce mental chaos. Your mind becomes a laser, cutting through confusion and fear. You become deliberate instead of reactive. This deliberate attention is the soil where calm grows deepest. Science shows that scattered attention increases stress. When your mind jumps from one worry to another, anxiety spikes and calm disappears. But when you train your focus to stay steady on one task, one goal, or one breath, your nervous system relaxes. Your heart rate slows, your thoughts become clearer, and peace floods in. This is why controlling your focus is a cornerstone of calm. It's not about ignoring problems or pretending everything is fine. It's about refusing to give your mind to distractions that fuel fear and overwhelm. Instead, you channel your energy toward constructive action, toward the present moment, toward solutions rather than problems. The power of focus also lies in its ability to anchor you to the present. The past and future are traps for the anxious mind. Ruminating on what went wrong or fearing what might come drains your energy and steals your peace. Focus pulls you back to now, the only moment you can truly control. Here, in this moment, you have power. Here, calm is possible. To cultivate this focus, you must practice discipline in your attention. This means setting boundaries for what you allow into your mind. It means saying no to unnecessary distractions, constant scrolling, negative news, toxic conversations. It means training your mind through meditation, deep work, or simple moments of stillness. These practices build your mental muscles, enabling you to hold your attention steady even when life tries to pull it away. Focus also demands clarity of purpose. When your goals are clear, your mind naturally resists distractions that do not serve them. Purpose acts like a compass, guiding your attention and energy toward what matters most. This clarity brings peace because it removes the noise of uncertainty and indecision. When you focus like this, your productivity and calm soar together. You stop wasting energy on fear and doubt. You channel it into deliberate progress. This builds confidence, and confidence feeds calm. It creates a positive feedback loop. The more you focus and act, the more calm you feel. The calmer you are, the better you focus. This is a cycle anyone can build. It starts with small choices, turning off your phone for a set time, dedicating yourself to one important task, practicing mindful breathing when distractions arise. These choices may seem small, but they create a mental fortress, a shield against the chaos of the outside world. But focus is not just about work or productivity. It's about what you allow to shape your inner world. You have the power to choose the thoughts you dwell on. You can focus on gratitude instead of grievance, on possibilities instead of problems, on your strengths instead of your weaknesses. This shift rewires your brain, making calm and positivity your default state. This is the essence of control, directing your focus away from fear and confusion and toward peace and purpose. This control is the difference between a mind tossed by every storm and a mind anchored in calm. The truth is, life will always throw distractions at you, but those who master their focus stand apart. They don't let noise steal their peace. They don't surrender their attention to fear. They protect their mental space fiercely and direct their energy with precision. This mastery over focus is not a gift for the few. It's a skill anyone can develop. It requires commitment, practice, and the willingness to say no to what doesn't serve you. But the payoff is immense. A calm mind, a clear path, and the power to act with confidence and strength no matter what life brings. So, guard your focus like a treasure. Choose carefully where your mind goes. Train it to stay steady in the face of distraction. Because your calm, your power, your peace, they all depend on it. Focus is the foundation that turns discipline into freedom, chaos into order, and anxiety into peace. It is the force that sharpens your mind, steadies your heart, and frees your spirit. Hold fast to your focus. Let it guide you, let it fuel your calm, and watch how your life transforms when your attention is truly your own. Focus sharpens your mind, but it is acceptance that frees your soul. True calm is not resistance to what happens. It is the deep, unshakable willingness to embrace reality exactly as it is. The Stoics taught us that peace does not come from trying to change the uncontrollable, but from accepting it without judgment or resistance. This is a lesson that cuts through the noise of life, like a knife through fog. So often we waste energy fighting what cannot be changed. We rail against fate, complain about circumstances, and resist the flow of life itself. But resistance only breeds frustration, anxiety, and exhaustion. It puts your mind on a collision course with reality, and that collision always hurts. Acceptance is not about giving up or surrendering to defeat. It is about recognizing the truth that some things lie beyond your control: weather, other people's actions, unexpected events. When you stop wasting energy on these, you free up immense mental space. This space becomes your sanctuary of calm. Psychology confirms what the Stoics knew: acceptance reduces stress and anxiety by shutting down the brain's fight or flight response triggered by resistance. When you accept what you cannot change, your nervous system relaxes. Your heart slows, your mind clears. This physiological shift is the gateway to calm. Acceptance also empowers you. By facing facts squarely, you stop being a victim of circumstances. Instead, you become a strategist. Someone who sees clearly what is and can act wisely within it. Acceptance clears away illusions, enabling you to make choices grounded in reality rather than wishful thinking or denial. This clarity of perception is crucial. When you accept life as it is, you see opportunities hidden within challenges. You discover solutions where you once saw only problems. You gain a perspective that is not clouded by frustration or false hope, but anchored in truth and possibility. Moreover, acceptance teaches patience. The patience to endure hardship without bitterness. The patience to wait for change without despair. Patience is a quiet strength that steadies the mind during storms. It is the calm within the chaos, the stillness that carries you through the fiercest winds. The power of acceptance extends deeply into your relationship with yourself. It means accepting your own flaws, mistakes, and limitations with kindness rather than harsh judgment. When you accept yourself fully, you free your mind from internal conflict. This inner peace radiates outward, strengthening your calm in every aspect of life. You may resist this idea because acceptance sounds like passivity, but it is the opposite. Acceptance is the first step to real action. You cannot change what you deny. You cannot grow from what you refuse to face. Acceptance allows you to see clearly, choose wisely, and act decisively. When you embrace acceptance, you no longer waste precious energy on what is beyond your reach. You conserve your strength for what matters, your thoughts, your actions, your attitude. This shift transforms your mindset from powerless to powerful. It turns chaos into order, anxiety into peace, and helplessness into control. The Stoics remind us that life's events are like waves. You cannot stop them, but you can learn to surf. Acceptance is your surfboard, the tool that keeps you balanced and steady amid the rising tides. Without it, you will be knocked down again and again. With it, you glide through life's storms with grace. This mastery of acceptance is a practice. It requires daily mindfulness and courage to face reality without flinching. It asks you to stop fighting the current and start moving with it. This does not mean you approve of hardship or complacently accept injustice. It means you refuse to be defeated by them internally. You hold your peace steady while working to change what you can. Acceptance also sharpens your gratitude. When you accept life's impermanence, its unpredictability, you learn to cherish each moment more deeply. Gratitude flourishes in acceptance because it focuses on what is present rather than what is missing. This shift alone is enough to dissolve much of your anxiety and fear. This is the secret power of acceptance. It transforms suffering into growth, limitation into opportunity, and loss into wisdom. It teaches you that calm is not found in perfect conditions, but in the willingness to meet life fully, without resistance or fear. So today, make a powerful choice to accept what is beyond your control with open arms, to stop wasting energy on resistance, to anchor yourself in truth, patience, and presence. When you do this, you unlock a calm so deep that no external storm can touch it. You become unshakable, not because life is easy, but because your mind is anchored in reality. Choose acceptance, choose peace, choose strength. Because calm is not a place you find, it is a state you create through unwavering acceptance of life as it is. Acceptance grounds you in reality, but it is gratitude that elevates your spirit. When the mind embraces what is, gratitude transforms that acceptance into a powerful force that ignites calm and resilience. Gratitude is not just a polite feeling or a fleeting thought. It is a deliberate focus on the value that exists within your life right now, regardless of circumstance. This focus reshapes your entire inner landscape. Science reveals that gratitude rewires the brain, increasing activity in areas responsible for positive emotions and decreasing those linked to stress and depression. It's a natural antidote to anxiety, a proven method to cultivate peace. But more than this, gratitude is a choice, a radical shift in perception that refuses to let life's difficulties overshadow its gifts. In moments of chaos or pain, gratitude acts as a beacon. It illuminates what is good and steady beneath the noise and turmoil. It trains your mind to seek light in darkness, strength in weakness, and hope in despair. This training builds an emotional fortress that shields you from despair and fuels your calm with powerful positivity. Gratitude also rewires your relationship with challenges. Instead of seeing obstacles as insurmountable walls, you begin to view them as lessons, opportunities for growth, and necessary steps on your journey. This perspective turns struggle into purpose, suffering into wisdom, and pain into progress. It transforms the way your brain processes adversity, reducing fear and fueling courage. The power of gratitude is deeply rooted in its ability to focus you on the present moment. It pulls your attention away from the what-ifs of the future and the regrets of the past, anchoring you firmly in now. The present is where calm lives. Gratitude is the bridge that leads your mind there. But gratitude is not always easy. It demands effort, especially when life feels unfair or overwhelming. It asks you to look beyond immediate discomfort and recognize the unseen blessings. It challenges you to find value even in small, ordinary moments, a breath, a smile, a sunset. This challenge is where the real power lies. Every time you choose gratitude, you break the cycle of negativity. You interrupt the mind's tendency to fixate on loss, fear, or scarcity. You replace it with appreciation, abundance, and hope. This practice rewires your brain, making calmness and optimism your default states rather than exceptions. Gratitude also strengthens your connections with others. When you recognize and appreciate kindness, support, and love, you deepen your relationships. These bonds become a source of emotional stability and calm, reminding you that you are not alone even in the toughest times. Social connection is one of the most powerful buffers against stress, and gratitude fosters this connection naturally. Moreover, gratitude expands your sense of control. It shifts your focus from what you lack to what you possess, from what is missing to what is present. This shift increases your perceived control over life, a key factor in reducing anxiety and enhancing calm. When you feel in control, even in small ways, your mind relaxes and your resilience grows. Gratitude is not a passive state, it is a proactive practice. It demands awareness and intentionality. It requires you to pause regularly and ask, what am I thankful for right now? What in this moment can I appreciate? These questions anchor you in calmness and align you with the deep wisdom of the Stoics. The Stoic masters knew that external events are outside your power, but your attitude toward them is yours alone. Gratitude is the attitude that turns any situation into an opportunity for peace. It is the internal compass that points to calm no matter the storm. This practice can be cultivated daily through simple but powerful habits. Journaling what you appreciate, expressing thanks to others, mindful reflection on the good amid hardship. Each act strengthens your mental resilience. Each moment of gratitude deepens your calm. Gratitude is a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. Over time, it reshapes your brain and your life. It turns your mind into a sanctuary of peace, hope, and strength that no external circumstance can shake. Choose gratitude as your daily practice. Let it light your way through uncertainty, fuel your courage in adversity, and nourish your soul in moments of doubt. Let it transform your acceptance into joy, your discipline into peace, and your focus into unwavering calm. Because gratitude is the fire that turns the raw material of life into the gold of a calm, powerful mind. It is the force that connects acceptance and focus to something deeper, a profound, lasting peace that anchors you through all of life's storms. Embrace gratitude and watch your world change. Gratitude elevates your spirit, but resilience is what fortifies it. Calm is not the absence of adversity, it is the mastery of endurance. Life will test you relentlessly. It will throw obstacles, pain, and uncertainty your way. What separates those who collapse from those who stand strong is resilience, the unbreakable inner strength that pushes through hardship with grace and determination. Resilience is not born from comfort, it is forged in struggle. It's the mindset that refuses to be defined by failure, the will that transforms setbacks into comebacks. This strength is a conscious choice, a commitment to rise again every time life knocks you down. It is the cornerstone of calm because it frees you from the paralysis of fear and despair. Psychological research shows that resilience is linked to emotional regulation, the ability to manage intense feelings without being overwhelmed. This skill allows you to respond to difficulties with clarity instead of chaos, with courage instead of panic. Resilience gives you control over your reactions, which is the essence of calm. Resilient people do not ignore pain or pretend problems don't exist. Instead, they confront reality head-on, equipped with the understanding that suffering is temporary and growth inevitable. They understand that their mind is the battlefield, and winning the war means training their thoughts to serve them, not enslave them. This training involves reframing challenges. When you view hardship as a test of your strength rather than a defeat, your brain rewires itself to seek solutions instead of fixating on problems. This shift in perspective changes your emotional state and empowers action. It turns fear into fuel, anxiety into strategy, and pain into power. Resilience also depends on your belief system, your inner narrative about who you are and what you can endure. If you see yourself as fragile or helpless, calm will elude you. But when you internalize the truth that you are capable, strong, and adaptable, your mind becomes a fortress of peace. This belief is not arrogance, it is grounded confidence built through repeated victories over adversity, no matter how small. Each challenge you face and overcome adds a brick to your fortress. Over time, your resilience becomes automatic, a deep current beneath every thought and action. Developing resilience requires deliberate practice. It means embracing discomfort rather than fleeing it. It means leaning into fear, uncertainty, and failure as necessary steps on your path. Every time you face these feelings without giving up, you strengthen your capacity to remain calm under pressure. Resilience is also fueled by a clear sense of purpose. When you understand why you endure, the meaning behind your struggle, you gain the energy to persist. Your purpose acts as a compass in chaos, guiding your mind away from despair and toward determination. It helps you keep your eyes on what matters most, even when the path is steep. This clarity of purpose, combined with resilience, creates an unshakable calm. It gives you the power to move through life's storms with steady feet and a steady heart. You stop fearing what you cannot control because your strength lies in your response, not in the outcome. Your body and mind work together in resilience. Physical health, rest, and self-care are not luxuries but essentials for building mental toughness. When your body is strong, your mind follows. Stress becomes easier to manage, focus sharpens, and your calm deepens. Resilience also grows from connection. Knowing you are not alone in your struggle provides emotional fuel to keep going. Sharing your challenges, seeking support, and giving support in return strengthens your sense of belonging and purpose. This social resilience becomes a powerful shield against the isolation and despair that fuel anxiety. Remember, resilience is a skill, not a fixed trait. Anyone can develop it through intentional effort. It requires patience, persistence, and compassion toward yourself. Some days will be harder than others, but every step forward builds momentum. When you cultivate resilience, you no longer fear life's unpredictability. You meet it with open eyes and a steady mind. You become a warrior of calm, standing tall amid chaos, unshaken by the storms around you. Let resilience be your foundation. Let it fuel your calm. Let it remind you that no matter what comes, you have within you the strength to endure, to rise, and to conquer. Because calm is not a fragile state reserved for the fortunate, it is a fierce, enduring power available to all who choose resilience as their way of being. Resilience anchors you, but wisdom guides you. True calm is not just endurance, it is clarity. It is the ability to see through the fog of confusion and chaos with unwavering clarity of mind. Wisdom is the light that cuts through uncertainty, the compass that points you toward what truly matters. Without wisdom, endurance alone can become blind struggle, a tiring, endless battle with no sense of direction. Wisdom is not knowledge alone. It is the deep understanding of life's rhythms, the ability to discern what is within your control and what is not, the skill to prioritize what will build peace over what only feeds distraction. It is the insight to recognize the transient nature of pain and the permanence of your inner strength. Psychology shows that wise people demonstrate greater emotional balance. They respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. They hold space for complex emotions without letting them overwhelm their judgment. This emotional intelligence is the essence of calm, the ability to stay composed because you see clearly. Wisdom requires a humble mind, one willing to question assumptions, challenge biases, and learn constantly.